Massive, futuristic, and shrouded in mystery, the T-14 Armata is not just another main battle tank, it's Russia's bold statement to the world that tank warfare isn't dead, it's evolving. But what makes this steel giant so different? Why do military experts call it a game-changer? And is it really as invincible as it looks on paper? Today, we break it all down for you. Welcome to the ultimate review of the T-14 Armata. The story of the T-14 begins in the early 2010s, when Russia realized its older tanks, the legendary T-72s and T-90s, though reliable, were still rooted in Cold War designs. The world was changing. Modern battlefields needed more automation, more protection, and more adaptability. Thus, in 2015, at the Moscow Victory Day Parade, the world got its first glimpse of the T-14 Armata, a tank so advanced, it looked more like science fiction than reality. Unlike traditional tanks, the T-14 was designed from scratch, built on Russia's new Armata Universal Combat Platform. That means it's not just a tank, it's part of a family of vehicles, from infantry fighting vehicles to self-propelled guns, all sharing the same base design. This modular approach saves cost, speeds up production, and allows quick upgrades. But the most striking feature? The unmanned turret. Yes, unlike older tanks where crew members sat dangerously close to ammunition, the T-14 crew, just 3 soldiers, are all housed in a separate armored capsule in the front. This design drastically improves crew survivability. Even if the turret takes a direct hit, the crew is shielded from the explosion. Now, let's talk about what every tank enthusiast wants to know: the gun. The T-14 Armata comes with a 125mm smoothbore cannon, capable of firing high-explosive rounds, armor-piercing shells, and even guided missiles. Yes, you heard that right, this tank can launch anti-tank missiles with pinpoint precision, giving it a serious edge over long distances. And here's where it gets even more impressive: the gun is fully automated. Ammunition is stored in an autoloader system, which not only increases rate of fire but also removes the need for a human loader, reducing the crew to just 3. Rumors suggest that in the future, Russia plans to upgrade the Armata with a 152mm cannon, a beast so powerful it could obliterate almost any tank in existence. But for now, even its 125mm gun is enough to challenge NATO's best. Of course, having firepower is one thing. Surviving on the battlefield is another. The T-14 comes loaded with next-generation defense systems. First, the Afghanet Active Protection System. Think of it as a force field for tanks. When enemy rockets or missiles are launched, the Afghanet system detects them instantly with radar and sensors and fires countermeasures to intercept them before they hit. It's like a tank having its own missile defense system. On top of that, the Armata is layered with malachite explosive reactive armor and composite plating. Simply put, it's like wearing multiple shields. Even if the first layer is pierced, the next one takes the impact. The crew capsule itself has extra armor, making survival chances far higher than in older tanks. And here's a sci-fi twist: the T-14 is also rumored to be equipped with electronic warfare systems, potentially jamming enemy drones or guided weapons. In short, it doesn't just defend with steel, it defends with brains. What good is armor and firepower if you can't move fast? The T-14 Armata is powered by a 1,500 horsepower diesel engine, pushing this 55-ton monster to speeds of up to 80 km per hour on roads. That's not just fast, it's lightning quick for a main battle tank. With an advanced suspension system, it can maneuver across rough terrains, climb obstacles, and even keep stability while firing on the move. On the battlefield, speed means survival, and the T-14 has plenty of it. This is where the Armata really breaks away from the past. The inside is less like a tank and more like a high-tech cockpit. Digital displays, 360-degree cameras, and advanced sensors give the crew unmatched battlefield awareness. Gone are the days of commanders sticking their heads out of the hatch here. Everything is fed through screens in real time. The T-14 also integrates with drones, reconnaissance systems, and even AI-assisted targeting. This means it's not fighting alone, it's part of a digital battlefield network. Some experts even call it a smart tank. So, what makes the T-14 different from Western tanks like the American M1 Abrams or the German Leopard 2? Unmanned turret with crew capsule for higher survivability. Active protection system that can shoot down incoming missiles. Networked digital systems giving better situational awareness. Future-ready modular platform, meaning it can evolve over time. In short, while Western tanks are still upgrading old designs, the T-14 is a completely new blueprint for what tanks can become. But hold on, before we call it the perfect tank, there's a catch. The T-14, as futuristic as it looks, is still limited in numbers. Production has been slower than expected due to cost, complexity, and international sanctions. Reports suggest only a few dozen are in service, and mass deployment remains uncertain. Also, while its technology is impressive, much of it remains untested in large-scale combat. Unlike the Abrams or Leopard, which have proven themselves in real wars, the Armata is still mostly a parade star. Still, the T-14 has already shaken the military world. NATO now studies it closely, and some argue it sparked a new arms race in tank technology. It showed the world that tanks are far from obsolete. In fact, they're entering a new era. Whether Russia can mass-produce and deploy it widely is still a question, but the T-14 has already left its mark as the first true next-gen tank. So, is the T-14 Armata the deadliest tank on Earth? On paper, absolutely. In practice, the jury is still out. But one thing is certain, it represents a giant leap in armored warfare. A tank designed not just to fight today's battles, but tomorrow's wars. The T-14 Armata, Russia's armored ghost of the future. Will it dominate the battlefield or remain a legend of parades? Time will tell. What do you think? Is this the ultimate tank or just hype? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the world of military technology.